Saturday, 30th April, the Gap News This Morning, podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah. Good morning. First the headlines. 56 CIMB customers seek court action against Bank Negara. 90,000 train tickets still available for Raya travel. Government plans to issue its own refugee card, says Hamzah. 9 people nabbed for offering non-existent jobs in Australia. Ukraine war. US accuses Putin of brutality and depravity in Ukraine. UK deploys 8,000 troops to deter Russian aggression. And Boris Becker jailed. Tennis champion sentenced over bankruptcy. And now the news in full. A group of 56 account holders of CIMB Bank have filed a suit seeking a court order for Bank Negara Malaysia to provide details of its investigation into a duplicate credit error at CIMB earlier this year. The complainants are seeking an order from the High Court in Kuala Lumpur to compel the central bank to provide an update of the investigation into CIMB and to explain why there was a delay in the investigation. An application for a judicial review was filed Friday. Those affected are also asking for an order for BNM to start investigating CIMB on the duplicate errors within 3 days of a court order. When contacted, lawyer Nazmi Zaini said the complainants filed for a judicial review as the central bank had refused to entertain complaints from them or give an update on their complaints. He said account holders expect BNM not to act unfairly by refusing to investigate their complaints as they continue to suffer irreparable harm and distress from a debt recovery exercise carried out by the bank, among others. The judicial review is crucial since BNM had said CIMB ought to ensure that recovery measures it was taking would not burden customers, especially those unaware that the excess money had flowed into their accounts, he told Free Malaysia Today. Almost 90,000 train tickets are still available for those intending to travel during the Raya holidays, Transport Minister Wee Ka Seong said Friday. He said the tickets were for the ETS, additional ETS KL Central Padang Besar, KTM Intercity involving the Express Raya Timoran East, Express Selatan South and Shuttle Timoran Eastern, as well as the Special Express until May 8th. Tickets for the Special Express from KL Central to Tumpat in Kelantan were sold out. However, there were 246 superior coach seats on the Tumpat KL Central route on May 7. He said KTM Berhad had made available a total of 244,502 tickets, of which 154,526 had been sold. The government is currently planning to issue its own refugee card through the relevant agency for the matter, Home Minister Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin said. He said Malaysian authorities are the ones with the power to decide whether any particular refugee could remain in the country and be given the card issued by the responsible Malaysian government agency. Suddenly, there are other agencies that are conducting registrations and issuing cards in our country, he said at a media conference after a nationality status results presentation ceremony on Friday. Hamzah was reported to have said in April 2020 that the government would not acknowledge the refugee status of Rohingyas and would classify them as illegal immigrants even if they hold the United Nations High Commission on Refugees card. Malaysia, he said, is a non-signatory country to the 1951 Refugee Convention and its 1967 Protocol, and therefore lacks a legal or administrative framework to manage the status and rights of refugees in the country. Currently, only the National Registration Department is qualified to register any individual to stay legally in Malaysia. 7 men and 2 women were detained on suspicion of being part of a syndicate offering non-existent jobs in Australia. The suspects, aged 20 to 31, were believed to be working at the syndicate's call centre, which had been operating since March 2020. The Federal Commercial Crime Investigation Department Director, Kamaruddin Muhammad Din, said the syndicate used social media to advertise jobs in Australia and a website to guide the victims to apply for a work visa abroad. Ukraine war. The US accuses Russian President Vladimir Putin of depravity and brutality in his invasion of Ukraine. The Pentagon says Russia's president has brought violence and cruelty to innocent people. A Ukrainian presidential advisor, Oleksiy Arystosh, says Ukraine has taken serious losses, but Russian casualties have been colossal. A number of civilians have been killed in the latest Russian bombardment of the Donetsk region and Kharkiv to the north. Vera Hirich, a journalist at Ukraine's Radio Liberty, was killed in one of several Russian missile strikes on Kiev on Thursday, the station says. And 2 UK aid workers in Ukraine have been captured by the Russian military, an aid organization says. Another mass grave containing 900 bodies had been found in the Kiev region, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says. Zelensky also said he would be willing to hold peace talks with Russia's President Vladimir Putin despite Russian atrocities. Meanwhile, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says his country does not consider itself to be at war with NATO, state news agency Raya has reported. A senior defense official has said the US does not believe Russia will use nuclear weapons, Reuters report. The UK government said Friday it was deploying about 8,000 troops for exercises across Eastern Europe in a show of strength after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The months-long drills in countries stretching from Finland to North Macedonia also involves allies including France and the United States, defense officials said in a statement. And now for some sports news. Former Wimbledon champion Boris Becker has been jailed for 2.5 years for hiding £2.5 million worth of assets and loans to avoid paying debts. The 54-year-old six-time Grand Slam champion was found guilty of 4 charges under the Insolvency Act. The case centered on Becker's bankruptcy in June 2017, resulting from an unpaid loan of more than £3 million on his luxury estate in Mallorca, Spain. Judge Deborah Taylor said he had shown no remorse or acceptance of guilt. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines again. 56 CIMB customers seek court action against Bank Negara. 90,000 train tickets still available for Raya travel. Government plans to issue its own refugee card, says Hamzah. 9 people nabbed for offering non-existent jobs in Australia. Ukraine war. US accuses Putin of brutality and depravity in Ukraine. UK deploys 8,000 troops to deter Russian aggression. And Boris Becker jailed, tennis champion sentenced over bankruptcy. This has been the Gap News this morning, Saturday, 30th April, with reports from Free Malaysia Today, The Vibes and the BBC World Service. The Gap News is also available on the internet news portal Melaka Hari Ini. We hope you found the bulletin informative. We welcome hearing from you. If you do have the opportunity, please do write in. We would certainly love to hear from you. Podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah.